You're most welcome to this platform. We are looking at Geography A-Level Paper 3, that is Uganda Fieldwork. My name is Tumusiime Cohen, a geography teacher for both levels. Some of you may have seen me somewhere, some of you may have never, but that's life. So, our topic today is the mining sector in Uganda. The word mining is the most important in this because I know you all know Uganda, one of the three East African countries, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. And of course, many people call it the Pearl of Africa because it is naturally blessed with a lot of wonders. Mining, the word mining refers to the extraction of minerals from the earth's crust, or you can even say surface. So I've said mining refers to the extraction. If I were you, I would underline the word extraction, meaning you have to involve some energy. You can even remove the top layers of the ground. You can even cut the trees to expose the rocks containing minerals inside and remove them. The minerals which are mined are both metallic. The minerals mined are both metallic, you can continue, are both metallic and non-metallic. Meaning that Uganda is naturally gifted. The word naturally gifted, we can call it one name, that is endowed. You are given naturally. Okay? Like some of you can say, God gave me, I'm told I can pick mangoes without even climbing the tree. But there are some people, I'm sorry to say this, for lack of a better word, who can say, I can't even pick water from the table. But it's okay, they will grow. Growing stops at some age up. Now, for Uganda, for any question you are going to attempt any day, let's first look at something called the current status. Current status. Someone may be wondering, is he going to talk about COVID-19? Take away your COVID. I'm not here to stress you about COVID. I'm here to give you knowledge about mining. Status of something is giving somebody a simple description of the general outlook. How is it like? Somebody is from Antarctica is asking you, how is mining in Uganda? As a geography student, what do you reply? You can give 4 to 3 statements, even without using figures. I've seen some students who say, mining in Uganda has decreased by 12%. Then you ask them, which reference do you have? Mining in Uganda has decreased, for example, 2001. Where have you got from? But you can use such phrases. For example, 1. The mining sector, for me I'm using a T, or you can use a bullet if you don't fear. The mining sector in Uganda, the mining sector in Uganda is not yet very developed. It's not yet very developed. I've not involved any figure. And it's true that the mining sector in Uganda is not developed. Why? Even when you look at the people we teach, like you teach students right now, you are telling them mining is extraction, but in the better way, I'm supposed to come there, put you in a bus, take you to Kasese, and we extract physically. I even show you the machines to provide labor. But if you look at Uganda setting, very many people are illiterate, including you who is next to the OA6. You are studying, but can you mine? You can even bypass copper or gold. People have seen some thieves in town gunmen. They come with a piece of wood, they cover it very well, and they say, you have thrown your gold. And people start planting from gold, only to discover gold inside. Then, you can say, the mining sector is dominated by foreign, let me put apostrophe where it doesn't between here, foreign-owned companies. Foreign-owned companies. When you look at most companies in Uganda, for example, Tullow Oil and Gas Limited, working on the oil in Albertine Flats, it is owned by foreigners. There is Total, Uganda, it is a foreign company. When you look at Imatibet, for the copper, for the limestone in Kasese, it is foreign owned. So when someone says the mining sector is dominated by foreign owned companies, it is not wrong at all. You can also say sand and clay. Some of you are going graph. You can say sand and clay are the most mined minerals in Uganda. Are the most mined minerals. How many of you are refusing that statement? That sand and clay are the most mined minerals in Uganda? How many are denying that statement? It is correct. Everywhere you go, everywhere you pass, you will see sand and clay. Sand and clay. The sand is using the making of bricks. I know many of you know clay bricks and how much it is sold. When you look at sand, there is some sand which is mined at the shores of Lake Victoria. For example, if you go to areas like Nyabugabo, in Masaka, I've seen some people calling themselves Bana Masaka. It is okay. You are from Masaka. And we like those examples: Masaka, Nyabugabo, Kajansi, Maya. Those local names. That's for sand. That is very true. Then, the government is putting more emphasis on exploration and discovering more minerals in Uganda. Why? They want to create employment for Ugandans. More to that, you can go on and do your research. You add very many more points when you do for platforms with notes. You add in more. But for us to sum out at least three. That one, the mining sector in Uganda is developed. The mining sector is dominated by foreign-owned companies. Why? In Uganda, there is a big problem. Actually, someone was scaring me. Not even scaring me, he was right. That all problems you know in this world are in Uganda. Let me sum out this problem and see. The problem is here, not the problem is here. Poverty. In Uganda, the majority of the people can't afford 2 meals in a day. Somebody will wake up, after they oversleep. They wake up at 11 in the morning. They start rotating around in the sun. As time is going, why there is no food? Now, somebody who can't afford a plate of food can't own a mining company. That is truth to be told. Then briefly, before we move on from my introduction, we are still introducing. Allow me to give you a list of companies, at least a few, a list of companies with significant mining operations in Uganda. I'm not saying that I'm going to give you all the companies that are mining in Uganda. I'm saying I'm going to give you a little list of companies with significant. The word significant simply means those companies with some work you can see it. I see the young people these days saying, do you have work? That's a very good description. Work, meaning they have something to show to the people. And one of those companies is Anglo. Anglo, you can put a hyphen, some of you call it a dash, those who are from university areas. Uganda Corporation. I've used CORP, Corporation. Anglo Uganda Corporation for gold mining in Busia. For gold mining in Busia. That district is found at the border of Uganda and Kenya. When you are moving to the northern shores of Lake Victoria, for example, at a place called Mijaji, they do mine gold. And the word Anglo, meaning that it has an origin from Britain or England, Anglo. That word Anglo. Then, this next word will make some of you laugh. I know students like laughing a lot. And the company is called, let me put it in black on here and blame me. Keep her busy pronouncing it. ATACO, Atako Services. Atako Services. This Atako Services Limited is for gypsum in Bundibugyo. Atako Services Limited for gypsum in Bundibugyo. I can put the spelling from here, Bundibugyo. Somebody is wondering, teacher, master, where is Bundibugyo found? Me, I've never heard of it. I'm from Wapiso. I'm from Gulu. Don't worry, it is all Uganda. Bundibugyo is found in western Uganda. It is one of the districts where we find the mighty mountain of the Mons, and that is Mountain Ray. Completed Wenzori. It has like Bundibugyo, Kasese, Kabarole. Some of you know Kotokoto, but the word is Kabarole. This is for the Batoro people. However, these days these districts are being cut in two pieces. For example, if you go to Kabarole, you may now find Kiegego, Kienjojo, etc. But one advice I can give you as geographers, when you are giving these local examples, please and please avoid saying, for example, in eastern Uganda, for example, in northern Uganda, for example. Be specific. 2, paper 3, Uganda, we give local examples. It is what we love most, or what is loved most, or what is recommended. We like to give what we call context. Okay? You can see this word context. Examples. Under context, the word context means the content you are looking at. Okay. Today, we will mining. Tomorrow, we will power energy. The other term, we shall be on soil. The other term, forestry. The other time, shall be on physical features. For today, our context is on mining. But as we are giving our examples in our status, in our hypotheses, in our factors, problems, solutions, we start with the context example. For example, here the context can be gold. You're saying, for example, gold in Kitaka. Let me use better English maybe. Gold at Kitaka, where? In Mbarara. I'm seeing somebody there reflecting that. You mean we have gold in my village? It is there, but don't look at people's stones to locate you. Okay, now, if you want to give another example, you can say, for example, copper. When I say copper, somebody doing like this to the parents, they'll okay you. Don't do like that, but it's true, copper is made copper bullets, isn't it? And copper coins. Copper at Kilembe in Kasese. I want to ask you, have you seen me here talk about Northern Uganda, Eastern Uganda, Central Uganda? I have not. Why? We want to be specific to a certain area. We want most. We want to describe to the smallest area. You say, please visitor, we have gold in Gabon. But not saying in Eastern Uganda, because Eastern Uganda is very woody. One time someone was telling me, Master, if you want my businesses of nanasi is some local drink here, made from pineapples. I asked this person, where can I get the grass from? He told me, Wakiso. But Wakiso is beyond, is big, be specific. Kajansi, along Kampala to Entebbe Road. Or you can say, Namamve. Or you can say, Sirita. Or you can say, Luzira, near Lake Victoria. And you get your answers very well. Another company I can talk about here under mining operations, we have Kasese Cobalt Company Limited, Kasese Cobalt Company Limited for cobalt in Kasese. For cobalt in Kasese. Now, somebody is wondering, my former teacher did not give me these companies. This teacher in the video, I want to pick him up. Why is he giving us these companies? No. Here is the use of these companies. When you are giving your local examples, which are just brought out here in the minutes past, that we give you a context example, that's a mineral, and a place where it's mined. You can even forget about the place of the mineral, and you remember a company dealing in it. Maybe you are talking about a point of employment under contributions, and you want to tell the person marking that Kasese Cobalt Company Limited, dealing in cobalt in Kasese, has employed many people. For example, some are working as engineers, some are working as cleaners. I know many of you in that job, as long as you get money. And why don't let me ask you, why do some of you think that after studying, we must all go and get jobs and put on neckties like teachers? No. As I'm teaching you these companies, for example, Kasese Cobalt Company Limited in Kasese, can you also organize the people in the future, get a van, make them pay some money, and you start your company, you go to this place and you make some money? Don't wait for teachers to come and tell you to do that. Do it. That's being creative. That's making use of your knowledge from school. So, These will work as our examples. You can research and add more to your notes or from our platforms as will be directed. Then, another important aspect before I leave the introduction is a sketch map of Uganda. I know many students, when we say draw sketch map, they switch off, which is okay. But why do you switch off? Are you not aware that here in A level, our introduction, which I began from the mining definition, the status, there must be a sketch map showing the minerals and what they are found. But let me use a very simple and funny sketch. Please allow me. Don't be scared. We want to make assumptions. Yeah, this is our sketch map. The knowledge I want you to get here is that the outline should at least resemble the area you want to locate. For example, Uganda. Then two. Somebody can come from nowhere and put here Goli, Masini, Kiboka. Please. Where is the Goli? Here on this side. So my advice is that if Masini is here near Lake Albert, let's put a dot. A dot. If there are minerals, please, you can even go ahead and draw a box here at Masini, like this. Masini has good minerals. Masini has sand. Masini has clay. Masini has oil. Somebody back to, oh, Masini is found at this dot. And he has put the minerals in a box. Oh, gold is found here at the dot. A sketch map on human topics, it is a must. Please. Then, I don't mean you go and include all the new districts, 135. Do you even know them? You will even wake up tomorrow and they hear new district, Coinville district, where you can't even tell. So don't include everything. Include the few minerals. You can include cobalt in Kasese. You can include sand and clay at Kajansi. You can include oil in the Albertine flats. You can include gold in Kabong and close it. We are still going on with our lesson, having looked at our introductory parts. You can rewatch this lesson more and more again until you pick what you want. But trust me, whatever you want is included. We have our heading here, contribution of the mining sector in Uganda. Now we're in real business. We are studying for knowledge for survival and also to pass examinations, to be promoted to the next level. I know some of you are tired of this level. You are in S5, 2019, when you are happy saying 2020, 2021, but don't worry. Always have hope. Always have hope in whatever you do. Now please, refresh in your minds. Let's look at the contribution of the mining sector in Uganda. Before I say anything about it, somebody saying what now? I'm saying anything okay. Well, in this world, we always have two things. There are always two things. I can give a very funny example. Not even funny. Very okay. I have two eyes. You have two eyes. I have two hands. But I don't have two watches. Sorry. Okay. Contribution. You may go to mail and you look for the word contribution and you fail to see it. And instead for them we put the word role. Or you don't see any of these two, then you see the word importances. And you know this is very clever. They like using some words, not words, I'm sorry, that word. They like using words. For example, assess. A-S-S-E-S. Assess. You say, but in the level they were saying outline. Me, I won't do this exam. You will do it, I'm telling you. But don't fear, now fear what? Assess the contribution of the mining sector to the economic development of Uganda. I've tried to set my own question. You refuse to receive. I know you can't. Assess the contribution of the mining sector to the economic development of Uganda. Surely, you are from reading about mining, you have entered the test, and number one, assess the contribution of the mining sector. One thing you have to know is to look for the topic in the question. For instance, this particular heading, the topic is mining. Let me even highlight it. I was teaching somewhere, and the student got a pen for big, and he put saliva. He tried to highlight, and the saliva rubbed off the work. But I can advise you to use what we call highlighters. There are some specific markers. You can come here, for example, and just highlight this one like this. I'm highlighting. Mining. Meaning that we must start by defining the key concepts. Some of you can say in your notes, you can say approach. I did tell you, this is a guide question. A guide question. Guide. Meaning that whatever I'm going to teach you, I want you to see how it can be said. Because you can read very well your notes, but you can't apply them. Me, I will simplify there your work. You won't even go buy a question bank. You have it already. So that on this heading, they can say, assess the contribution of the mining sector to the economic development of Uganda. Say, hey, what do I do? I start by defining key terms. For example, I can define the mining sector. I just define mining and give minerals plus place names where they are found. Then I go ahead and give the current status. You remember when you go some few minutes ago in this lesson, you discover that I talked about the current status. Give 3 to 4 lines. Don't give the whole page. That's simple. Give few lines. The mining sector is not yet developed. The mining sector is dealing more in clay and sand. The mining sector is dominated by foreign-owned companies. For example, Total, Gas, and Oil Limited. You stop there. Then go ahead. These minerals you have given and the place name, draw a sketch map. Draw a sketch map of what? Of Uganda, showing minerals and place names. Here, be specific, talk about districts. You can even talk about villages. But don't generalize the regions. Now, after drawing this, you must now give the body. The body means what the question is about to. And the question is asking the contributions, which are both positive and negative. Do you remember I said there are always two things involved, the good side and the bad side. But in geography, we don't like using the word good. Instead, we use the word positive. Then we say negative for what we call the bad side on your side there. So, explain and illustrate. My dear, this is A level. But don't be scared, that's A level. Somebody can ask his neighbor, A level. Meaning that we must just be focused. No big deal. Explain and illustrate positive and negative. Contributions. I know some of you have forgotten what I've just said. Let me go on and put for you this word. Note, some of you call it NB. I don't like this word NB because some of you deceive us. Like N, national, B, basketball. Who told you? No, the word NB is from a Greek word, nota bene, meaning not carefully. But for now, let's not scare ourselves with NB. Let's just say note. And this is our note. Attach. Attach. A mineral. Attach a mineral. Say the mineral is a context. For example, gold in a bushel. Gold is a context example. Bushel is a local name. A mineral and a place name on every point. On every point you give. And I advise you to give at least a maximum, not even maximum, a minimum of 18 points per question you get. If you give less, your marks will reduce. And when you're giving these points, please explain. Putting a mineral and a place name on every point. Why? When these points are being marked, you may give a very huge point. And these are wordings. But no low example. They will give you one huge tip. What we call democratic tick. But when you're awarding marks, this huge tick has very little marks. In case you have 18 points, and these 18 points have no examples, they will divide it by 2, and you score 9. And I doubt if any university can wish to take you on with 9 out of 25. Because it's a very poor essay, substandard essay, relevant, O level. So please, let's put that into consideration. Okay, as we come to the end of this lesson, I know we shall be having more and more and more. Remember, we introduced a brand new topic, and that is the mining sector in Uganda. I went straight away and defined it as the extraction of minerals from underground or the earth's surface. I went ahead and said that the mining sector in Uganda is endowed. And I say the word endowed means naturally given by nature. Some of you are Christians, say by God, which is okay. We have very many minerals. Actually, some years back, a white man called Churchill Winston came around moved around the whole country and discovered very many wonders, and said, surely, Uganda is the pearl of Africa. But today we just sampled a part of this pearl, and that is mining. And we say minerals are both metallic and non-metallic. And so far today, on the discovered minerals, gold has the highest value. You can come and place there a diamond. But for Uganda, the most important mineral is copper. However, the most common mineral in Uganda, or the most common minerals mined, are sand and clay. Don't hate me, I'm also Ugandan. We didn't know. But that's not the case for today. I went ahead and talked about a list of companies. But in our list of minerals, we looked at gold in Kitaka, in Marara. We looked at beryllium in Tungamurukunji, Busheni. We looked at gold in Bushia, gold in Kabong. We looked at oil in Alpine Flats, natural gas at Wanseko, etc. We went ahead and looked at the list of companies, which I won't repeat. We went ahead and also looked at the current status. And I said that let's talk about 3 to 4 lines. That is, the sector is not yet very developed. The sector is dominated by foreign companies. The sector is yet gathering more strength to expand and develop. Then we went ahead and talked about how to frame up using dots to locate a particular place, and even going ahead to put a box to including the minerals in that particular area. We have concluded by looking at the introduction to contributions of the mining sector, where we say the roles or importances. And we say in A-level questions have 2 sides. For example, I talked about the assess question and the approach. You can look at that question as your assignment for today. When we come back again, we can hint more about it. Have a nice time. Thanks.